It is Las Vegas, and welcome to Chris Garcia, the Conservative American. Today, I want to talk to you about free and fair trade. I think that the United States, for too long, has been taken advantage of by other countries, and I think that our president-elect is going to do something about that. I think that that has been a problem for too long. I think that the President of the United States, Barack Hussein Obama, has taken advantage of the American people. And we have been taken advantage of why tens of thousands of American jobs have gone overseas, have gone to Mexico. We, the American people, have been neglected. And I believe that that is going to change. I think that President-elect Donald Trump is going to bring jobs back to this country, our country, and it's going to help the American people. I think that that is going to be his primary objective when he takes office. I think it's going to be his primary objective in the first 100 days of his presidency. And I think it's very important for the American people to not allow anything less than to hold him at that standard, to put the American worker first. I think it's very important. I think we've lost too many jobs to Mexico and to other countries where our factories have moved and our jobs have been outsourced to India and Pakistan. I think it is unfair, and I think that we have been on an uneven playing field for years with these other countries. I think that it has to be evened out. I think that it has to be fair. And I think Donald Trump will do that. I am sick and tired of seeing our cities and our small towns decimated, totally decimated by factories closing and by having our American citizens out of work. They have lost their energy. They have lost their belief in the government. And I think it's about time that things change. I think it's about time that we have a government that fights for us and puts the American people first. You drive around to some of these rural towns in Michigan, and Indiana, and Pennsylvania, and Ohio, and West Virginia, and upstate New York, and you just see these small towns devastated, totally devastated. When these plants leave and they don't understand, you're not just laying off 1,000 people. You're not just laying off 1,500 people. You are laying off basically everybody in the town because the local coffee shop makes their money off of the workers that work for that plant when they go to breakfast, when they go to lunch, when they go to dinner. You're laying off the people at that coffee shop. You're laying off the people at that newspaper company or that newspaper stand. You're laying off more than just the people that work at the plants. You're laying off the local construction workers. You're laying off police officers. You're laying off fire department people. When you close a plant in a small town like that, you're laying off more than just the people that you're laying off at the plant. You're also affecting the children of the workers who depend on their parents to pay for them to go to college, to pay for them to go to private schools. You know, you're taking away their choice and their ability to have a future. And then they have to dip into their 401ks, and that was supposed to be their retirement. So now they're starting from scratch all over again for what? So that that company can go to Mexico or go to another country and make an extra dollar. All President-elect Donald Trump is trying to do is even the playing field so that those companies have a chance to stay here in the United States of America. And you know, you have these left-wing liberal nuts that are attacking Donald Trump and accusing him for playing favoritism. He's not playing favoritism. He's just setting a standard. He's just setting a standard, and that's all that he's doing. He's just letting these companies know that it will not be business as usual, that you will pay the piper if you decide to move your company out of this country, and that you don't give the American workers and you don't give the American government the first crack to keep your company here. And that's all that he's trying to do. He wants you to think about taking your company and moving it and understand that there will be tariffs. And, my dad used to always tell me every action has a reaction. Everything that you do, it has consequences. And all Donald Trump is, he's tired of watching his people lose their jobs and lose their livelihoods so that these people can go make an extra buck. He's tired of that. And he says there's going to be consequences to you leaving our country. There will be tariffs against your company. There will be taxes against things that you try and import back into our country. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. He's just leveling the playing field. He's not playing favorites. He's leveling the playing field because they're saying that it's not free trade, that you should let the market determine, what free trade is. Well, is it free trade or is it one-sided when all of our products are made in China? Is it free trade or is it one-sided when you take our jobs from American citizens and pay Mexican citizens $5 an hour to make those same products? That's not free trade. That's not capitalism. That's one-sided. That's unfair trade. It's hurting the American people and just to make an extra buck. And there's nothing wrong if you want to take your company and you want to go overseas with it or you want to go to Mexico. It's a free country. You can do that. But it's also a free country for me to punish you and tax you if you want to sell those products back to the American people that could have been made in the United States of America. That's free too. That's fair trade too. It's not just fair trade when it's for their country. It's fair trade when it's also for our country. And if you don't understand that, then you don't have a brain. And I want to know the college or the high school that you went to because you don't understand economics and you don't understand fair trade. Fair trade is when both sides win. The United States does not win at all when you take a company, take it out of our country, move it to another country. The American citizens lost jobs. The American government lost taxpayers. And then you want to turn around and sell those products back into the United States. Well, who's supposed to buy them? How can people afford to buy products when they don't have a job? Or are you saying that they're supposed to take a job? They're supposed to pay for the same products. They're supposed to pay the same amount of rent. They're supposed to pay the same amount of mortgage. And they're supposed to make half the salary that they used to. Is that fair trade? That's not fair trade. They're saying, well, these citizens should get an education and should get a better job. Well, let me tell you something. There's only so many technological jobs to go around. If every person went to college and got a degree in technology, got a degree in computer, being a computer analyst or something like that, there's only so many of those jobs around. You still have to make stuff. You still have to manufacture stuff. And if it's not important, if everybody should have a tech job, then why are you moving your plants to other countries to manufacture things? So manufacturing steel and coal and cars and clothes, it's still the number one industry is manufacturing. It's not tech. Tech is fantastic, and I'm glad that everybody wants to be new age, everybody wants to be up to date. But first of all, everybody's not going to go to college. In the greatest society in the world, everyone's not going to go on to have higher education. I was fortunate enough to do that. But let me tell you something, it's very hard and it's very expensive, and everybody's not going to get that opportunity. Everybody in Mexico is not going to college, so why are you moving your plants down here to have things manufactured? Because manufacturing goods and services is still the number one industry in the world. Why are we exporting so many things from China, importing so many things from China, if manufacturing is not number one? Their whole economy is built on manufacturing. Their whole economy is built on making things and reselling it to the United States. Their number one importers of their goods and services is the United States of America. So manufacturing is still the number one industry. That's economics 101. It is not technology. That is fantastic, and I know that's the wave of the future or whatever, and that could be. But right now, robots are not making color. Right now, robots are not making our jeans. People are, right? Right now, manufacturing and manufacturing services is still the number one industry in the world. And if it wasn't, we wouldn't be trying, all these companies would not be trying to send these companies overseas to squeeze out another dollar to pad their pockets. So it must mean a lot to them. And if manufacturing was a number one, then we wouldn't be reselling all of these goods and services back into the United States of America. So all Donald Trump wants to do is have free and fair trade. It's not, I'm a nationalist and I would love everything we bought and sold in the United States. That's fantastic. That's not realistic. I understand that. What's realistic is that you got to deal with the rest of the world. You have to trade with the rest of the world. But I just want us to be not at a competitive disadvantage. I just want us to have an opportunity to compete with the rest of the world because, I take care of my home first. I don't take care of other people. I don't take care of other countries. I take care of my own citizens in my own home. And it's good to see a president care about the United States of America first because that should be first. I'm tired of having politicians, congressmen and senators that lay down for these lobbyists and sell out the American people. I'm tired of it. The American people should come first. And that's why he's putting a ban on people having lobbyist jobs in his administration for at least 5 years. Because he knows that these elected officials are bought and paid for by these large companies from these other countries. They're bought and paid for. And they're thinking about lining their own pocket. And that's the good thing. Everybody talks about this billionaires club. We know a good thing about having a billionaires club and a billionaire president. He doesn't worry about having to have his pockets lined because they're already lined pretty deep. Donald Trump's pockets run very deep. So he doesn't have to worry about squeezing out an extra few bucks from selling out the American people like the Clintons did and like Obama did, to China and to these other countries. He already has his money, so he is really looking. And I think that he has had his lunch handed to him. Donald Trump has filed for bankruptcy 4 times. And I think a lot of it is because, American companies such as his are at such a disadvantage globally. And I think that he has had to restructure and start his business over 4 times. Basically, that's what bankruptcy. You're restructuring your company. And he's had to do that 4 times because he feels like we are at such a competitive disadvantage around the world. He has holdings and he has businesses all over the world in multiple countries. So he sees the disadvantage that American businesses are at, especially in China. And I think that that means a lot to him is that the American businesses and the American people, especially with China, have fair trade with China. He feels like China has eaten our lunch and taken advantage of us for decades. And he has seen what that has done to the United States of America. He's seen what that has done to the American people. And he's seen how it has infiltrated the American government. And they are only worried about lining their own pockets. And I think that Donald Trump is going to have an even playing field for us and the American people. And it's just amazing what he's done. He's not even the president yet. He's been the president-elect for less than a month. And you already see him wanting to restructure the deal with Boeing. I mean, $4 billion for one plane. I'm sure you can find another company to build Air Force One for less than 4. You can have 4 planes built for $4 billion. It's not that he's saying about the cost, but he wants to get a bang for his buck because the American taxpayers are paying for that. That's a contract with the U.S. government, so the American taxpayers are fitting the bill for Air Force One. And trust me, we all want our presidents to be safe, but $4 billion a plane is a little bit ridiculous. And I think that Donald Trump is going to look at each and every governmental contract that he possibly can. And when he talked about draining the swamp during the election, this is exactly what he's talking about. The American taxpayer. The reason why, spending is down in this country, saving is down in this country, is because the American middle class is being squeezed. The American middle class is the taxpayers. People always talk about the top 1% pays 80-something% of the taxes. That's a bunch of baloney. Anybody that's went to college for anything about economics understands that most of those taxes that they pay are tax write-offs. They get that money back at the end of the year and some. They're not losing money when they pay taxes. They are making money. Trust me. They get all kind of tax write-offs and tax incentives from the federal government the more money that you make. The bulk of the taxes that are paid in this country are paid by the mom and pop stores, are paid by small business owners, are paid by the middle class working man and woman, the forgotten middle class man and woman. So not only do they pay the extraordinary burden of most of the taxes in this country, but then they've seen their wages go down in the last 3 decades. They're paying higher taxes, and they're seeing their jobs shipped overseas. They have been screwed over and over and over again by our government, and we are so blessed to have a president that wants to fight for the American people. That's very important to him, and I know that that's the number one thing on his agenda in the first 100 days is to look at each and every one of these governmental contracts and find out where he can save money for the American taxpayer. It's so refreshing. Have you ever heard of a president, not even president yet, but president-elect, and he's already looking at Boeing and Air Force One and how he can save money for the American people? I find it to be absolutely refreshing, and I think it's just the beginning. I think he's going to do that with absolutely every governmental agency, governmental contract, and he is going to find a way how to save the American people money. I think it is absolutely brilliant, and I think it's absolutely so refreshing. He's going to handle the business side on the foreign policy side. He always used to talk about, if you remember, all of the generals that endorsed him. And you know what? He's repaying them. 2 more generals he's hired on, Secretary of Defense and Secretary of Homeland Security, General John Kelly and Mad Dog Mattis. And I think that he is definitely going to reward people that supported him early on. He went to military school as a young lad, and I think he understands that military people have the discipline, and they make decisions with unemotional, and they do it in the best interest of God, their country, and family. And that's why he's hiring these generals on for these top positions as far as securing our nation. I don't think we have enough. My dad was military for 21 years, and I think he produced a pretty good son, conservative son sitting here. And I think that we need more military people to be in the federal government. I think that they will be cost efficient. They will make sure that the swamp gets drained, and they are frugal. And that's what we need. We need people that want to get the best done for the cheapest price at the taxpayer's service. You want to make sure that the taxpayer is not getting screwed anymore. We're tired of the American people working hard, paying higher taxes than anybody around the world and any other country. Our middle class is being decimated. And he spoke directly to the people. I'm from Illinois. He spoke to the people in Iowa and Wisconsin and Michigan and Ohio and Pennsylvania and West Virginia and Kentucky. He spoke directly to those people. I thank you so much for watching my show. I just wanted to make it a point of please call in. We have so many big guests coming on the show in the month of December. You can also watch me on Face the Tribune. That is with the legendary Rolando Ross. You can Google Face the Tribune and watch those shows. I co-host on YouTube, Face the Tribune. And last Friday we had the District Attorney, Steve Wolfson, on of Clark County. And those are the kind of guests that we have coming on. We talk about so many things. We had a guest on the other day here on our show. We, talked about the unlawful taking of his property. They took a couple of his vintage cars. I believe he will be back on Friday, and we will continue that discussion. And, so many unlawful, un-American things are going on all over our country. People's properties are being seized illegally, and we just have so many things going on. And the government isn't talking about it. And Donald Trump, I believe is going to give people back their rights. People feel, reinvigorated again. People feel alive again, because they feel like, the Constitution will be followed. I believe he will appoint Supreme Court justice that will be constitutionalist and will follow the Constitution to the letter of the law. And America will be great again. This is our country. It's the country of the people, for the people, by the people. And we need to take our country back. And I will be with you every step of the way as we take our country back, make our country great again, and support Donald Trump. I believe in 4 years, it will be an electoral college landslide. Remember, you heard it here first. As this show just gets bigger and bigger, I get hits all over the country. People are encouraging me. Chris, continue to speak the truth, continue to tell the truth, continue to fight for us. And I told you from show 1 to now, almost our 20th show, and our ratings are growing, and more people are getting involved with Chris Garcia, the Conservative American. And you can also watch me as I co-host Face the Tribune. Face the Tribune is on from 12 to 1 o'clock Pacific time. You can listen to us live stream on radiotribune.com, and you can Google Face the Tribune from 12 to 1 o'clock, which I co-host, and the Conservative American, Chris Garcia, from 1 to 1:30. You can Google and watch my shows. They are up every evening, the new shows. Please subscribe to me, Chris Garcia, Conservative American, and watch my shows. Call in 702-983-0711 and talk to me live. You can also hit me up on Facebook. Be part of the revolution. Please subscribe to my show. We're doing big things. And I thank you so much for watching. We continue to bring up issues that are important to the American people. I am a conservative. I am a constitutionalist. I believe America comes first, and I will always fight for you. God bless you. God bless America. And once again, I pay tribute to the 75th anniversary of Pearl Harbor, and we will never forget the loss of life there. We will never forget how we were bombed that day, and so many great patriotic Americans lost their life. I am with you. I am with your family, and I will never forget, and neither will our president-elect. Godspeed to President-elect Donald Trump, and I will see you tomorrow. God bless you. Have a great day.